The symbolic importance of the United States Capitol building is unrivaled and was certainly driven home by the January 6th insurrection. In its aftermath, shocked politicians and irate citizens were referring to it almost in religious terms, a desecration of a sacred space, or a destruction of the hallowed halls of democracy. Of course, none of this has anything to do with religion, but it has a lot to do with the iconic status of the United States Capitol building. During the Civil War, President Lincoln was urged by Congress to stop construction work on the new United States Capitol building. The war was raging and funds were short. But Lincoln insisted on continuing with construction because he understood that the American people needed the symbolism of a completed Capitol. He knew what leaders have always known. People need a tangible representation of their most valued beliefs, and it is an architectural expression of political power. The architectural style is classical revival, the preferred style for government buildings in the period our nation was formed. Since it was invented by the Greeks and Romans, it was considered a democratic architecture. Is there some other architectural style that could carry the weight of the symbolism other than classical revival? Of course. If our country had come about in the 20th century, it might have modern architecture as its signature style, or perhaps Art Deco. But our permanent architectural inheritance for major government buildings is classical. Like the White House, the iconic nature of the Capitol is almost impossible to separate from its architectural value. But I'm going to offer an architectural critique anyway. So, the question is this good architecture? From its original design by William Thornton in 1793 to the present day, the Capitol has been altered many times by remodelings, additions, repurposing of spaces, the introduction of a visitor center, security mandates, and numerous other changes. So, what are we criticizing? The design by Thornton? Obviously not. The individual parts of the Capitol, like the dome versus the Senate and House chambers? That would be a silly dissection of architectural features. And therein lies the problem. The Capitol is really a conglomeration of loosely related elements that have been deconstructed and recombined, resulting in a lumpy, ill-proportioned jumble. In my opinion, the dome is like a marzipan topper set upon a flat cake at an ill-planned wedding reception. No responsible architect would have designed a building like this from scratch. But that's not what people see. As an icon, it contains all the symbolism of democracy and world power, universally recognized even when reduced to the simplest graphic representation. People do not see the architecture of the Capitol, they see its symbolism. That's what an architectural icon can do.